So do you feel that with your music and producers similar to you, that you kind of really changed the face of dubstep? It's very different to the kind of Casper and Roscoe stuff. Do you feel that you're kind of, helping the sound evolve?
Yeah, I guess it is. I'll probably get a lot of, grief for saying that from the purist dubstep guys, but, a lot of it can be monotonous and, quite boring, but, I think it does take, a couple of producers to just, like you say, sort of expand on the sound and progress the sound and, just make it appeal to a wider audience rather than just a few, guys standing beside subs listening to nothing but bass. It's nice to sort of have a few people sort of jumping around, and some girls on the dance floor is always nice as well. So, but I mean, I think it is just a natural progression. I mean, I've seen the same thing happen from when jungle turned into drum and bass, and the way techno's evolved over the years and stuff as well. And I think you can't keep a niche market. It's impossible, because somebody will always come along and do something that immediately sort of taps it into the mainstream or into a wider audience. And that happens with pretty much any type of dance music, even, stupid stuff like happy hardcore and jump step. There's certain tunes that sort of rocketed that into, even chart territory. So I mean, it's only a matter of time before there will be a dubstep track that happens. And I think a lot of the purists will hate that. But like I say, it is just a natural progression. You just got to kind of roll with the punches.
So what new have you got coming for this year?
I'm hoping to start work on, I've already started a couple of ideas for an album. I want to get, hopefully, an album together this year. I'm just at the moment working on a collaboration with Rafferty. We've done a couple of tunes together, and that's going to come out on an EP very soon. And got another couple of EPs coming out, one on Black Acre and one on a new Black Acre offshoot, which is called Special Branch. They're coming out hopefully sort of early 2010. And I mean, I'd kind of like to do a few more sort of collaborations, and I get inspired feeding back off other people's sounds and other people's music. So hopefully a few other bits and bobs happening collaboration wise as well. And just pretty much see how it goes really, and just take each day as it comes, and hopefully make some good tunes this year.
So obviously a lot of your tunes are very energetic. How do you transfer the energy of the music into a live performance?
It was, up until sort of the beginning of this year, it was just a DJ set, and I would, try and source as many kind of energetic tunes that would fit into the sets. And, the majority of the sets that I played, in the UK and Europe and in the States were quite energetic, and, some of them were quite full on. And I plan on coming back with a live set using, obviously a laptop and a few controllers, and, hopefully just do some mashups of, my own tunes, and, maybe bootleg a couple of other people's tunes in there and stuff, and just make it exciting and interesting, really, and just see what happens. But yeah, that's about it. That's my plan anyway. So fingers crossed that I'll pull that off.
So yeah, because sometimes the problem with this music is that not only in the way production has, some of the DJ sets are quite formulated, like they're quite easy to predict what's going to be dropped. So it's kind of almost a step to evolve a live performance as well as a production.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's, and the thing is, a lot of people kind of expect a Japanese guy as well, so they get a bit sort of confused when this sort of white Scottish guy turns up on the decks as Akira Kiteshi, but, it's part of the fun, really. So, yeah, I mean, it is, it was one of the things with just DJing that you do find, like you say, a lot of tunes get played 2 or 3 times a night, and, I try and, even if I've got a rough set prepared, I don't really like preparing DJ sets, but I like to kind of have an idea of what tunes go together, but you'd quite often have to change that just to stop, playing the same sort of floor fillers and anthems that everyone else is playing, and sort of try and uncover sort of new sort of stuff that people haven't heard yet and stuff. So, but yeah, I think the live set, like you say, is definitely the future, though, to sort of make you stand out a little bit from everyone else and from the DJs. So that's my plan.
So you've just mentioned it. It's obviously not the kind of question you always want to ask, but where exactly did you get your name from?
It's initially started out as Akira Kiteshi, and it was like 2 of my favourite Japanese producers, basically. And I built the MySpace page one night, and I was quite drunk, and I spelt it wrong, and I never got back to changing the spelling of Kiteshi to Takeshi, which is what it should have been. So it just kind of stayed with that, really, and there's no such word as Kiteshi. I mean, it's not a Japanese name or anything like that, and I think I don't even know why I called myself that. Like I say, it was just it was one of these, seemed a good idea at the time, sort of drunken moments, and that was it, really. That's kind of how it came about. So, yeah.
So, final one for you. Is there anyone, we should look out for who's doing something interesting, something different with the music?
Yeah, there's a couple of guys. There's a fellow guy from Edinburgh called Morphinish. He used to do a lot of sort of breaksy kind of stuff, and he's sort of moved into dubstep and that sort of kind of tempo of music now, and some of his stuff's really blowing me away. Blue Daisy, is another one. He's kind of like mixes Flying Lotus-y type music with dubstep, and he'll probably kill me for saying that because he hates being compared to Flying Lotus, but he's had a couple of releases out on the same label as me, and the boy's a genius, so definitely look out for him. I think he'll be going pretty big places in 210. And I think with bigger names as well, like I say, working with Rafferty, which is, great for me because I'm a huge fan of his mental kind of productions that he does, and big fan of everything that he does. And the same with Rezo as well. I mean, Rezo's just an absolute genius, in terms, just the quality of sound and, the quality of his production as well is just second to none. So I think they're my main sort of the guys at the moment that are really kind of making stuff that I find interesting. There's probably a bunch more as well that I've forgotten. I'll get a hard time for it off them, but it's one of these things. So